Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we're doing another new comic book day. It's Wednesday, March 5th. You guys know the drill by now, the first new comic book day in March. I just got my comic book haul from Casablanca Comics. They always have the hookups. Before I get into it though and show you guys my haul, let's go over what today's video is going to be all about. So obviously, today's haul, we have last week's new comic books as well. We're doing a top 10 list, right? So quick reviews, reviewing 10 comic books that came out last week, ordered from like best to worst. My number one might surprise you. In addition to that, we have everything I'm reading in the month of March. So the omnibus, trade paperbacks, deluxe editions that I'm reading in the month of March. We also have a tier list, guys. So you really enjoyed my tier list last time when I did the Ultimate Universe and the Absolute Universe. Let's do another tier list all about indie comic book universes, right? So stuff like the Massiveverse, the Slaughterverse over at Boom Studios. So just ranking all of the, kind of like my vibes on the indie universes, a whole bunch of them. And then at the very tail end of the video, the last topic is all about the DC Connect. So just looking forward to, what's coming out in the month of May. We're flipping through the DC Connect that the LCSs get every single month. And we're going to look at what DC Comics is putting out in the month of May. I had a lot of fun doing that, man. So definitely stay tuned to the very end. But yeah, with that being said, let's talk about the comic books that I got for new comic book day, March 5th. So the pick of the week, it's a small week. I'll say that. It's a small week, but a lot of great stuff, man. So my pick of the week, it's got to be the Ultimates. Really enjoyed the last issues, the Luke Cage issue. It looks like this one, man, we're doing like a team mission. We're really getting in there. So the Ultimates issue number 10, just an awesome series, dude. So continuing Dennis Camp, killing it over there. We also have Nice House by the Sea. This is a James Tynion written series with Alvaro Martinez Bueno and Jordi Belair on the art. This is issue number 6 of the sequel series to Nice House on the Lake. Definitely, always love reading this series. Even if it's not the best like month-to-month read, I mean, when this is all out in a binge, you guys know I'm all over it. So I really enjoy that. We also have the JSA issue number 5. So this is Jeff Lemire and Olo Tuegwo. I butchered your name. I really apologize. And Guero on the art. Really enjoying this JSA series. Jeff Lemire just bringing the heat. I really like the team dynamics. The team's all split. It's kind of all over the place, but I feel like with Jeff Lemire's writing, it's going to all come together maybe in this issue or the next one. I'm not sure what the arc ender is, but, based on this cover, man, it looks like the JSA is fighting back. So really looking forward to that. We also have Batgirl issue number 5. Talk about another series of the DC All-In that's just incredible. We have Tate Brombell writing with Miyazawa on the art. Just incredible stuff, issue after issue. Definitely one of the most underrated DC comic books on stands right now. I'm loving this Batgirl series. The dynamics between Cassandra Cain and Shiva, just good stuff, man. And Cassandra Cain is getting so much love from DC right now. A lot of stories featuring Cassandra Cain, so I'm loving it. Batgirl number 5. We also have Two-Face number 4. This series is surprising me a lot, definitely under the radar as well. We have Christian Ward on the writing, and we have Varys on the art. Really incredible art. Give a shout out to the colorist as well, Placencia. So yeah, the creative team is just cooking with this series. I really like the interpretation of Harvey Dent. He's trying to do some good stuff, doing it in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? And then the Two-Face persona is trying to break out all the while. So loving this series so far. Batman Full Moon issue number 4. I think I read issue number 3. I cannot remember, but just incredible stuff from Rodney Barnes, I believe, and then Subic on the art. Giving you an idea based on the cover, Subic's art is just incredible, man. So really liking this series. It's setting itself apart from other, werewolf stories or Batman werewolf stories. This one is, the art is just taking it to that next level for me. 2 more issues this week. We have Birds of Prey issue number 19. So continuing Kelly Thompson's awesome series. Like I said, man, I'm not dropping this series. It's too much fun. Plus that awesome Dan Pinoche on the cover. I mean, that's just incredible. This is a connecting cover with issue number 18. So that's pretty cool, man. Love when they do that. Birds of Prey. And then finally, last but not least, we have Cruel Kingdom issue number 3. So this is Oni Press and EC Comics' new, fantasy, not sci-fi fantasy, it's fantasy anthology series. So if you guys see there, I mean, we've got person in armor riding a dinosaur. So if you're into anthology series, this is like their more medieval, more fantasy slice of it, instead of like the sci-fi stuff with Cruel Universe, and instead of the Epitaphs in the Abyss, the horror stuff, like strictly horror. This is like your fantasy horror anthologies. So yeah, man, loving what Oni Press is doing with that. But with that being said, man, that's what we got for New Comic Book Day, March 5th. I'm pretty sure it's March 5th. That's what we got for the New Comic Book Day haul. Let me show you guys something that my shop gave me, though. So later on in March is a new series coming out. Let's see what we got. New series coming out from Matthew Rosenberg is writing this one. It's called We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. So my shop was nice enough to give me the poster, but look at that. What's that right there, guys? That's a Matthew Rosenberg signature, man. So very cool for my shop to give me this. They didn't have to by any means. They just said it was in my stack, and I was like, hey, what's this, guys? And they said, oh, we thought you'd like it. So shout out to Casablanca Comics. They're always hooking me up. Let's get into the rest of the video, man. So like I was saying, we got last week's comic books to talk about, what I'm reading in March, an indie comic book universe tier list, and then a DC Connect look through for the month of March, looking at stuff coming out in May. So yeah, man, stay tuned for all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We've got 10 comic books. These all came out for February 26th. Let's rank them from best to worst, right? So a top 10 list, like doing these. Stay tuned for my number 1, might surprise you. Number 10, guys, we're going with Ultimate X-Men issue number 12. So I like this issue, the art-wise. I guess for me, it's just really just slow still. Like this issue, nothing really happens. Some revelations, I guess, but it really feels like everybody's in the same room that they started the issue in. You know what I'm saying? One of those issues, but just the artwork is crazy, dude. So Peach Momoko doing this Shadow Man, Shadow King. It's good stuff, but it's just not a series that I feel in the need to pull in singles anymore. It's great looking. I just wish it would kind of speed it up a little more. So I think this is the end of arc number 2, if I'm not mistaken. So that might be the last single issue of that. Not bad by any means, but not something I need to pick up in singles. Maybe it's better read in a binge. Number 9, we're going with just Green Lantern Dark issue number 3. So this is a series that I'm enjoying, pretty decently from Tate Bromble. It's like a horror Green Lantern, and this world is kind of really messed up, and she's kind of a reluctant hero trying to save a town because all these kids keep getting kidnapped from this town. So she's going to go into this castle and try to see what the heck is going on. So that's kind of what happens in this issue. We get some great artwork from Werther Dell'Edera, as you guys are seeing there. So, really, really fun story. Maybe not something that I'm telling everybody, yo, you got to pick this up in singles. You know what I'm saying? Like when this comes out in a trade, it's going to be a really fun read. But so yeah, it gets my ninth place. You got Tate Bromble and Werther Dell'Edera. Just a fun Elseworlds DC series. So check that out if that sounds interesting to you. But that's what I got on my number 9. Moving right along, dude. Number 8. Oh, okay. So we got Superman issue number 23. So this is a Joshua Williamson written issue, series with Dan Mora on the art and Sanchez doing the coloring. So this is like one of the best looking comic books right now, man. Just really, really cool stuff. I mean, Dan Mora is just doing insane stuff. In terms of this issue, though, wasn't like the best issue of all time. We get some fun fight scenes. It's kind of a setup for, like the next couple issues. That's what it feels like. But just at a base level, I mean, some really epic stuff. Dan Mora knows how to bring the heat. It's just not like, the best issue of Superman in a while. Like, I think the last one might have been better, for example, right? But yeah, really fun series there. I like this new like time keeper, trapper, I forgot his name. So yeah, Superman, pretty good stuff. Let's go with number 7. Number 7, we've got, we got the Seasons issue number 2, Rick Remender written series with Paul Azaceta on the art, man. So let's take it to overhead. So the Seasons is a really interesting series about this group of sisters that are from like a detective family. Their parents have since gone missing. So in this one, we just get introduced to the other sisters. So like winter, autumn, and fall, I believe. Winter, autumn. No, that's dumb. One's summer, right? One's got to be summer. It's all the seasons. That's why it's called the Seasons, guys. So I like this issue a lot. It just wasn't as good as maybe the first issue, but really intriguing kind of what's been going on and a setup for issue number 3. So liking what Rick Remender is doing with this one. Just might not be as good as issue number 1. But that's all right. Still picking it up, still pulling the series for sure. Still recommend it. Number 6, let's go with number 6. Ooh, this one was really good. Read this morning. Black Canary Best of the Best, issue number 4. Man, let me tell you. So, the best issue of the series by far. It's all about Black Canary. She's fighting Shiva, and we had since found out why she's fighting Shiva. Her mom is dying, and she's got to, like, you know, make a bunch of money or something like that. So, yeah, as we're going through, I mean, just some insane fight scenes, and you know, Black Canary's got to stay in the ring for a certain amount of time to do the bet. But in this issue, we get a lot of flashback scenes with her and Ollie, how they first kind of met. Black Canary was training Ollie how to fight when he first got back from the island. So yeah, it's just a really fun series, man. I like what Tom King's doing, and Sook on the artwork. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. My dog just walked into the room. Black Canary Best of the Best, man. Really great stuff. When that comes out in a trade, you guys got to pick it up. Number 5, let's go with Detective Comics, number 1094, dude. This was the best issue of this in a long time. Not that the last issue's been bad, but we get great stuff from Tom Taylor writing with Janine on the art. You guys are seeing here, man. I mean, Janine's just blowing me away. Really colorful stuff. I like it too because Janine's also, if I'm not mistaken, doing the coloring. So it's just all coming together, and it just looks so beautiful. Like, look at this pop colored look inside the Batmobile. The mystery is really interesting. Like, who is this villain? We get some undercover stuff with not Tim Drake, Damien. He's going undercover into like a adolescent prison or whatever, a juvenile prison. And yeah, so it's just some really fun undercover stuff, some really fun Batman and Robin type of shenanigans, man. But that Janine artwork is just insane, dude. So hats off to you, man. Let's talk about issue, number 4 on my list. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 5. So this closes out arc number 1. Of course, we got Kelly Thompson, we got Hayden Sherman, and we got Jordi Belair, of course. So, you know, this might surprise a lot of people, but I just thought this one wasn't the best of all time of Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm really enjoying the series so far, but maybe I thought the other issues were better, just by a little bit, by a hair. Just loving this Hayden Sherman artwork, though, as I'm flipping through. I just fall in love with it all over again, right? It kind of ended in a weird spot, like, you know, it's, but, you know, maybe the Tetrahide is taken care of for now. I don't know. I like this issue a lot. Don't get it wrong, but I just thought it wasn't as good as the other ones, and there's some stuff this week that was some really, really cool stuff. So it's getting my number 4. That's still pretty high. Still think you should read it. Still picking it up, obviously. Next week it might be number 1. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's how Absolute Wonder Woman usually goes for me. Number 3, let's talk about Justice League Unlimited, issue number 4. Speaking of Dan Mora and Mark Waid, of course. So this series is just so much fun, man. I can't help but just smile while I'm reading it. It really does feel like an episode of the cartoon. So we get this villain who's like starting fires all over the world, and the Justice League is having a hard time putting him out. So they need to recruit some help from the original Swamp Thing's daughter, I believe. So she has a connection to the Green. So they're trying to get her to help. But it's just crazy, dude. Think about it, right? Mark Waid has to be all these different superheroes, speak for them when they have speaking parts, and then Dan Mora has to render them all and draw them all and make them all look unique, and they all have different power sets. And look, there's 4 different rooms in this page, right? Just some crazy stuff, man. Just like the most superhero comic books your superhero comic books can get, all packed into this one series, and I'm loving it. So yeah, Justice League Unlimited, cannot say enough good things. It easily gets my number 3. So 2 more left, guys. My issue number, number 2 pick is going to be Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 14. So this series is great. Cannot say enough good things about it. This issue in particular, right, is kind of the Kraven's Last Hunt sort of thing. And in it, man, Peter Parker goes ham, dude. We really can see a mean side to Peter in this one. We get some stuff with Ben Parker. He's kind of hanging out with the new Black Cat. So yeah, man, I just really enjoyed this series, and this one felt like it had a lot of forward momentum. The story is really getting there. Jonathan Hickman, of course, we get the great artwork from Kaketo. And yeah, man, just enjoying the series a lot. Not gonna spoil it here, but there might be a death. Maybe there's a death that maybe isn't a real death. I got some theories about that. My buddy Kai Bucks was talking about how Mysterio was there. Maybe that's kind of making an illusion or something like that. Green Arrow issue number 21 is my top spot, guys. Is that surprising? Does that really surprise you guys? I just really am loving this series. It's like a crime and noir kind of look at Green Arrow. Written by Chris Condon, who we know can do crime and noir stuff. Huge fan of Chris Condon. He's on an absolute heater right now. But just look at this artwork, man, from Montos. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, Lucas is also doing the coloring. So, yeah, man, I just cannot get over how good this comic book reads and how good it looks. So look at all this lettering from Hassan Otsmane-Alehu, the absolute legend that he is. So yeah, man, I just really enjoy this kind of mystery that's going on. We get like a killer cult who have all been kind of wronged by corporations like poisoning their community. So it's kind of like, you know, really heartfelt in that way, but you get some great action. And yeah, man, I just cannot say enough good things about Chris Condon and the gang on this series. Montos and Lucas, man. Hassan Otsmane-Alehu, just an overall, just such a great creative team. And they're just knocking this Green Arrow series out of the park. And my biggest surprise of the week, dude, is how much I love this one, man. So that's what we got. Those are my top 10 comic books for the week of, what was it? It was like February 26th or something, right? That's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments and read more comics. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're talking about everything I'm planning on reading in the month of March. As always, man, we got like an omnibus. We do like a deluxe edition type thing. We got some trades. These are all comic books that I'm planning on reading in the month of March. Let me know what you guys are planning on reading in the, comments down below. I'd be very curious, man. But first up, we've got the omnibus of the month. Brian Michael Bendis, Alex Maleev, Daredevil Omnibus Volume number 2. Very excited about this. I unboxed it very recently, and I told you guys it'd be a March read, man, and I wasn't joking. Let's flip through it a little bit, show you guys some of the art. We get that beautiful Alex Maleev stuff. I mean, just look at this, man. Not to go over it again. I mean, I could gush about this all day, but continuing that awesome Brian Michael Bendis Volume number 2, or Volume number 1. Loving that story. So yeah, that's what we got for the omnibus of the month. Reading some Daredevil. Next up, we've got the Superman. This is the first superhero, DC Finest. DC Comics was nice enough to send me the entire first wave. And this is going with my goal of reading more Superman before the movie comes out, but also reading some Golden Age material, man, some of the older stuff. So yeah, very much looking forward to this. I don't think this will be nearly as hard to read as the Captain America Golden Age stuff. So, because it's not written by Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? So looking forward to this. Some of the material I've never read before. But yeah, some classic stuff. Gotta read it at some point, right? Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster. So DC Finest, Superman, the first superhero. For trade paperbacks, well, kind of like a hardcover, right? Couldn't go a month without reading some Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. We have the Houses of the Unholy. This is kind of like a satanic panic sort of horror story. Love when Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips do that. Let's take a look at the art. It's, your classic Sean Phillips, Ed Brubaker kind of affair. I've heard really good things about this one. I think the satanic panic sort of, motif or vibe or era that it's taking place in is really cool. Reading some more Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, man. Couldn't go 1 month without doing it. Looking forward to this. Houses of the Unholy. Nice little one-off, short little read, right? For trade paperbacks, we've got two of them. Two of them here. First one up, we've got Spider-Man Life Story. Chip Zdarsky, Mark Bagley. One of the best Spider-Man stories of all time. That's what people say, right? I've never read it before. Of course, you get the Mark Bagley artwork. Really, really great stuff there. From what I understand, this is if, Spider-Man aged in real time, where the decades are, seen on him. He's actually going through. And also the, here we got the 80s. I think it has some like alternate history sort of stuff too. So yeah, looking forward to this. Chip Zdarsky writing Spider-Man. Never read it before. So yeah. Spider-Man Life Story, heard good things. Last but not least, Mad Cave Studios sent this to me a little bit ago. We've got the Dick Tracy trade paperback. So I don't know too much about Dick Tracy as a character, but you guys know me. I'm a big crime and noir fan. And this one seems cool too because it's like that Tommy gun sort of era. So Dick Tracy, coming in, solving the crime, dude. The classic detective in yellow. Really look forward to this, man. Shout out to Mad Cave Studios. I really enjoy the artwork. They sent me issue number 1, and I loved it, man. I said, hey, if you guys ever send me the trade paperback, I'd be more than happy to read it for the channel, man. So that's what we're doing in the month of March, checking out some Dick Tracy, man. So that's everything, man. That's everything we plan on reading in the month of March. That's a nice big month, dude. That's a nice month right there. So yeah, let me know what you guys are planning on reading in the month of March. As always, I'd be curious to know. Maybe I can get some stuff on my TBR. So yeah, that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. In today's video, we've got a special one, dude. It's another tier list. You guys really enjoyed when I did the Ultimate Universe, the Absolute Universe from both Marvel Comics and DC, all in one tier list. You guys really enjoyed that video. So we're coming back with another tier list, but this time looking at some indie comic book universes, dude. So what do I mean by that? We're talking the Energon universe, the Universal Monsters stuff from Skybound. We have the Slaughterverse from Boom Studios. We have the Massiveverse, the Spawn universe, the Unnamed universe out of Ghost Machine, the Criminal universe, the Mignola universe, like Hellboy and all that stuff. We have the TMNT, the ongoing stuff that's from IDW, and then finally closing it out with the Bone Orchard Mythos shared horror stuff from Jeff Lemire, right? So we're going off vibes in this one, right? So how much do I vibe with the universe? If I'm picking up a ton of stuff from it, just my overall thoughts on it, kind of ranked in kind of a general gut sort of feel, right? So the first one up, we've got the Energon universe. So we got G.I. Joe stuff, we got Transformers, and we got Void Rivals, the original IP from Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici, right? So the Energon universe, I'm loving it. Love a lot of it. The G.I. Joe stuff might be my favorite, dude. I'm not gonna lie. The Void Rival stuff, I stopped pulling in singles. The Transformer stuff, I'm really looking at that hardcover that they're going to be releasing, and I'm thinking of switching that series to hardcovers. And then the G.I. Joe stuff, I get free, you know, the whole Energon stuff, I get free with my library, I believe. So it might not be one that I need to pick up every single new comic book day. With that being said, I'm going to put it in the A tier, right? So really like that G.I. Joe stuff. Even if someday I'm not pulling anything from the Energon universe, you guys know I'll be reading it at least digitally through Hoopla or through Global Comics if it's there. And then I'm going to get it in hardcovers as soon as they're out. Really love everything Energon universe. Let's go with the Universal Monster stuff from Skybound Image. So first off, we had the James Tynion the Fourth series with Martin Simmons, the Dracula. We had the Ram V and Dan Waters written, Creature from the Black Lagoon series. And then we had the Frankenstein series from Michael Walsh, both writing and drawing. This is some excellent stuff, man. I'm going to go in the S tier. The hardcovers are really beautiful, although I don't have any right now. I've been collecting this series in singles every time it comes out. Although I will say the Mummy one is the one I'm least excited for. I'm just not familiar with the creative team on that one, but I'm going to be picking it up, right? I love what they've done so far. So that's going to go in the S tier just because I've been picking it up, and I want those hardcovers really bad. So I think they look really cool in a set one day, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, next up we got the Slaughterverse out of Boom Studios. So the Slaughterverse, I used to pick it up when it was just that main series, and then they started doing all the spin-off stuff. Book of Cutter, Book of Slaughter, Book of... I'm forgetting a whole bunch. There's a lot of stuff in the Slaughterverse, and if you're a fan of it, you're eating good, man. So because I have the main series in hardcovers, I'd collect the spin-off series in hardcovers too if they ever release that. Let's put the Something is Killing the Children universe on the B tier. I feel like B tier is where I'm going to put it because I love it from what I've read, but I'm just not up to date with it. They kind of lost me with all the spin-off stuff especially. So we're going with B tier. I feel good with that. Next up, let's go with the Massiveverse. The Massiveverse has a ton of stuff in it. Let's zoom in. We got Radiant Black, of course, the main stuff. Rogue Sun, Inferno Go Red, The Dead Lucky. This doesn't even include like No One. I think there's a series called like Shift. Ton of stuff. Radiant Pink, I think. Is that even on here? Yeah, it's not even on here. So there's a ton of stuff in the Massiveverse. I have that main original series. I was collecting it in singles for the longest time. Right now I have it in hardcovers back there for that main series. I'd collect the other stuff in hardcovers maybe too. It wouldn't be like a priority for me. So I think with that being said, I'm going to put the Massiveverse in the C tier, right? So next time a hardcover comes out, you guys know I'm all over it for that main series. The spin-off stuff doesn't like... I'm not like super into the universe, I guess. That's what's going in the C tier. But I do love the main series. I think it's really good stuff. They kind of mess with all the spin-offs. Ghost Machine, or better yet, the Unnamed universe out of Ghost Machine / Image Comics. So the Ghost Machine stuff, man, I'm really loving it. We got Geiger, Junkyard Joe. We have, Rook Exodus, which you can argue doesn't take place in the unnamed universe, but maybe it's in the far future. I don't know. We also have Redcoat, if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, alternate history sort of stuff. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna put the Ghost Machine in the S tier, dude. I'm gonna put it in front of Frankenstein, or the Skybound, the Universal Monster stuff. I love Geiger. Geiger's like my favorite series, my favorite indie series, one of them for sure. So I love Geiger. Redcoat I fell off of, but I love the idea behind it and the alternate history. I just feel like the Ghost Machine stuff is very safe, even if I'm not pulling it in single issues. Kind of like the Energon Universe stuff. I'm gonna be reading it through Hoopla if it's free, through Global Comics, and then if they do hardcovers of this, which I think are coming out later this year, Rook Exodus hardcover, like a Geiger hardcovers, I love that stuff, man. So definitely gonna put that in the S tier. Next up, we've got the Spawn universe. We're putting that in the D tier, dude. I fell off of Spawn pretty hard. They have a ton of spinoffs. Gunslinger Spawn, Medieval Spawn, Sam and Twitch stuff. I think Rat City might be one too. So I fell off the Spawn universe. I was reading that main series when they started with 300, trying to get people back into it. And there's just too much going on. So I'm going to put that in the D tier. I'm not tuned in with the Spawn universe at all. Criminal, dude. Criminal. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. They got that main series. I got this headcanon that everything Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips takes place in the same universe. I don't know if that's stupid, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of like it. You got Fatale, you got Reckless. To me, all that crime and noir stuff, it could take place in the same universe. Why not, man? So we're going to put that in the S tier. And of course, we're putting it, it's also just an excuse to talk about Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips in the video. You guys know me. Everything Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, I will be picking it up day one. Single issues, they don't really do that anymore, but I'd be picking up single issues for sure, and all the hardcovers, obviously. The Mignola-verse, we're going to put in the D tier. I'm not tuned in with the Mignola-verse at all, but I really like that Hellboy monster size. Even though I didn't finish it, I love Hellboy, man. So I'm just not tuned in with the Abe Sapien series, the Lobster Claw series, the BPRD stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there in the Mignola-verse, but that main series, really enjoying it, even if I didn't finish it. I'm putting it above Spawn, though, for sure. I'm just not tuned in with the Mignola-verse. TMNT, dude. Let's go with TMNT. Let's put that on the B tier, man. So I really enjoy Jason Aaron's run so far. But the stuff with like Mutant Nation or even like Last Ronin, I kind of fell off that and I'm not that interested in it anymore. There's like Night Thrasher, stuff like that. So a lot going on with the TMNT universe, but I'm only in it for that main series for the most part, right? So, and it's something that I can read digitally. Maybe I'll start picking the series up in trades. But yeah, so we're going with the B tier on that one. The Bone Orchards Mythos, the shared horror universe with Jeff Lemire, Andre Sorrentino. If we zoom in, right, we get The Passageway, 10,000 Black Feathers, Tenement, and Starseed. Starseed's never coming out. It's on indefinite hiatus, dude. So I don't think Jeff Lemire and Andre Sorrentino got to that point that they were trying to get to when they started this whole thing. The Andre Sorrentino AI stuff with Joker Year One kind of soured me on him, man. And that's a real shame because he's one of my favorite artists, but just not, if they came back and did it, I'd be like, okay, cool, but kind of cooling off on that overall. Really disappointing stuff, man. Was really one of my favorite artists, but that's what we got, dude. So some indie comic universes. Maybe I'll leave some more down in the comments, guys, and maybe we can do this again. But this is what I got so far. That's my list. Let me know how you guys would rank these different things. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Today's video, man, we got a very special one. I'm going to try something new. We're going to be taking a look at the DC Connect. So this is the one that came out in March. Or it's coming out. It's coming out in March, but it's looking forward to stuff that's coming out in May. Because the way DC does it, right? That's the way solicits work. So yeah, man, let's take a look at the the DC Connect. I kind of thought this might be like a like back in the day, going through like a catalog for Christmas or something like that. So let's see what we got. Of course, you get some stuff with Hush 2. Let me know how you guys feel about Hush 2 in the comments, man. I'm not looking forward to it necessarily, but it is what it is. I'm looking for that Matt Fraction run when it starts, man. So big news. We got Superman Unlimited. This is going to be written by Dan Slott with Raphael Albuquerque on the art. New Superman ongoing series. I'm thinking of picking this up, man, because I dropped Action Comics. Maybe this can replace Action Comics, man. Some really good covers there. Get some, James Gunn and David there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what we got for number Ooh, check this out. We get the Absolute Batman, the first look at the Mr. Freeze, dude. Very cool design. Very cool design. I guess Scott Snyder was saying he's inspired by like frostbite, like what happens when your limbs start getting frostbitten. I also see down here that the art is from Marcos Martin, who I'm really enjoying over in the Friday series from Image Comics, written by Ed Brubaker. So yeah, a little guest artist there. That's pretty cool. Absolute Superman. We get a was it Brainiac? We get some Absolute Wonder Woman stuff there as well. Moving right along, we get some Martian Manhunter, dude. Absolute Martian Manhunter. Very excited about it. This is the solicit for issue number 3. This issue is starting in March, bro. A couple weeks from now. We also have the Absolute Flash, Jeff Lemire written series, man. Looking forward to it. Starting up here in a second. We also have the Absolute Green Lantern, dude. So very cool. Giving the Absolute Universe their time to shine. Moving right along, man. We also have some Joshua Williamson stuff. Superman. This is a really fun ongoing. I'm loving it. Down here, it does look like that, doesn't look like Dan Moore is the artist any longer. So he's still doing the covers, but we get Eddie Barrows coming on, who I believe has done a couple of Superman stuff. Maybe he did the House of Brainiac stuff. I can't remember, but, we should be in safe hands. Looks like we're starting some new Wonder Woman stuff at some point, like the Death of Ares, something like that. So yeah, new arc for Wonder Woman. We have Supergirl coming in, man. So written and drawn by Sophie Campbell. This one's got some hype around it. I'm not too familiar with Sophie Campbell's past work, but this looks pretty cool. Superman getting a new cool costume designed by Art Germ as well. Moving right along, man. We also get a crossover between the Justice League Unlimited and the Batman and Superman World's Finest. So I think I'm going to drop World's Finest at some point, but maybe I'll wait till after this crossover. You know what I'm saying? They always do that to me. We get some new series, man. So we have Mr. Terrific Year 1. Mr. Terrific Year 1. Looks like we get the written by Al Letson, and the art is by Valentin de Landro. So yeah, that should be pretty cool. Nothing really to report on the other page. Mr. Terrific Year 1. I don't know about that one if I'm going to be picking it up, but I'll definitely read it digitally for sure. G. Will Wilson's last issue of Action Comics before Mark Waid starts his thing. We get some new Detective Comics stuff. Art by Lee Garbett instead of Janine, so that's okay there. Ooh, this is pretty cool. So we get an AAIP Heritage Month themed variant, man, all by Cliff Chang, one of the legends, right? So that might be cool to kind of go for and collect. Might be like a cool little art piece back there. Aquaman, New Gods, very cool. Oh, down here, New Gods, I wanted to mention this one, New Gods number 6, looks like it's going to have art from Felipe de Andrade, as well as Evan Cagle, so that's pretty cool. Ron B and Felipe reuniting again. Nightwing's been great. Keep It Truckin'. Birds of Prey's been great. Batgirl, Cassandra Cain is getting so much love right now, and I'm loving it, dude. So definitely check those series out. Fire and Ice series, Secret 6, Flash. Oh, Green Arrow. I've been loving this, dude. Looks like we still get Montos, man. So keep it going, dude. Montos. He's pretty consistent, dude, on that Green Arrow series. So loving it. Green Lantern stuff. Zatanna. Batman Robin Year 1, of course. Batman and Robin, which I did drop at some point. We have. Oh, these are kind of weird. So it's like Superman. Like covers, like a Green Lantern Superman, or a Batman Superman I see in there. We got a Wonder Woman Superman, Flash Superman, so just some Superman themed covers, I guess, some crossovers there. And then we got I think this is the last issue of Two-Face. I could be wrong about that. Okay, new Batman Dark Patterns. Cannot wait for that. The second arc of that. Hayden Sherman and Dan Waters just killing it. Resurrection Man, I'm looking forward to that, I guess. I don't have it on my pull, but maybe I should. Ron B written series there. It's supposed to be pretty trippy. Let's see. Nothing really to report here. We get some facsimiles for Hush 1, I guess. Some more collectibles, facsimiles. Okay, some collected editions. So we get some volumes of Poison Ivy, Batman and Robin. We get a Catwoman one. Oh, okay, so this is kind of cool. We get some more compact comics. Birthright is a great pick. That's a good one. The Authority, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll pick that up and try to read some Authority. And we get some Batman, Superman. This is that Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness stuff, man. So classic stuff there. The Just Society of America, another one. That's pretty cool. Ooh, some Wonder Woman, early Wonder Woman stuff. So this is right before right before George Perez's run, I guess. So that's cool. And then some DC science fiction guerrilla world. So looks like an anthology stuff, man. That's exciting, because if DC starts doing like the war stuff or their old sci-fi stuff, that could be pretty cool in this DC Finest format, man. We get some stuff for kids. We get some Omnis. So we get some New 52, Supergirl. We get the Nightwing by Tom Taylor. I have those in singles. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade to the Omni. It's not really a priority. We get some 100 Bullets stuff. Absolute Wildcats. That's kind of interesting. Oh, okay. So Flex Metallo, the Man of Muscle Mystery Deluxe. This is something that you can buy like on eBay or something like that. So unless it's like super different, I don't know if I'd get this over just something off of eBay. But Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly series that I want to collect at some point. Yeah, man. So that's what we got for the DC Connect, dude. A lot of cool stuff coming out in the month of May. What do you guys think of that? Should I do this again? Was it stupid? Let me know in the comments. I think Image Comics also does one of these. I do it for Image Comics too, man. But let me know what you guys think about it. I'm not going to do it unless you guys like it, all right? So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and read more comics.